Hello and welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. I'm your host Jay, and you are watching our Q&A with coaching questions special. So I've got a special guest here today, Michelle Powell, and she has a question about her coaching business she'd like to have answered. So Michelle, I'll let you take it away.
Hello, Janine. Thanks for having me. My question is around starting a new coaching business. I'm transitioning into my own coaching business, and I remember watching you and when you launched your Mentor Masterclass and Janine Yoder websites. And I want to know what the process of launching a website really is. What does it entail, and what do I need to know as far as, making that website reality?
Michelle, this is a big and incredible question, and one that I think so many women watching are going to want to squeeze you for asking with a happy squeeze, because launching a website is way less about tech stuff and way more about emotional clarity and confidence and taking flight in the world. And it's really about putting yourself out there and saying, I'm willing to be seen now, and I'm ready to serve in a bigger way. And we'd like to think that this is easy, and the reality is it's an important moment of rising on the heroine's journey. And the most important place to start is to ask yourself, am I ready for this? And you will know you are ready to launch your website when you've got 3 things down solid. So the first is fearlessly promoting your coaching business by word of mouth, in person first. Second is you have to have worked with 5 or more consistent and paying clients. And third, as a result of those clients, you are becoming clear about who you are here to coach and how you can help them. And you know who you are uniquely called to serve through your coaching business. That's when you know that you're ready to launch. You're ready to start creating a brand when you have mastered those 3 things. And if you have not, then I invite you to stop this video and come back when you are or you have done those 3 things, because a website will just become a huge waste of your time and your money and your energy, and it will only distract you from those 3 areas that you need to focus on first. So if you must have a website and you haven't done those, you can just put up a simple one with a free canvas on WordPress.com. But if you have done those things, then you want to take these next steps to actually launch. So the first is set a date. When will the website go live? You need to know the date. The second is decide if you're doing this solo or hiring a team. You want to consider what team aspects you want support with when you launch, like a web designer, a developer. Those are 2 separate things. You might want new pictures, so you'll need a photographer, a branding expert, a copywriter, a PR team, social media marketing. You might want a launch manager or a business coach to talk strategy. So do your research on the best platforms to use and interview at least 3 people in each field before you decide, and talk to those references so you know you're getting a good person. Third, decide on your name and buy your domain to get website hosting. So I recommend using Hover and Small Orange, and I'm going to share a reference list below this video so that you can find those references. Fourth, personal branding. Who are you? How do you want to share that with the world? And what kind of lifestyle and connection do you desire? And fifth is your niche. So you want to be calling in the right clients. So the calling in of the right clients was a huge aspect of the launch for me. And I would say I really want to take a moment to stop here on that step, because it's the most beneficial and powerful and fun of the whole process. And really all it is a meditation where you take the time to drop into your body and your heart and you think, who am I calling in? And how do I want them to feel when they land on my site? So I just really thought, like, my website is my online home. If I'm inviting people into my home, my home is such an expression of my personal personality and who I am, and I know how I want you to feel when you come into my home. Your website should be the same thing, and that's how you also figure out number 4, which is your personal brand. So a mix of calling in will help you figure out what is your brand and your colors and the feel, and who is it that you're serving, how do you want them to feel. And a story that I always tell to help with this is thinking about if you're trying to attract the right man and you go into a bar, and you're getting ready to go out to a bar, and you know you're going to meet your man there, and you're getting ready and you put on fishnet stockings and thigh-high boots and a shirt cut down to here and your hair like wild and like bright red lipstick, and you walk in with your chest stuck out, you're going to attract a certain kind of man, right? Like you're going to attract the man that's like, holy shit, this girl's ready to party. If you're looking for your husband and you're really trying to build a connection with someone, you might dress a little bit sweeter. You might have a flirty, beautiful cocktail dress on. You might walk in kind of dainty and bat your eyes at someone. And that's going to call in a totally different kind of man. Your website is the same thing. It's going to call in the clients that you want to work with. So you want to be sure that those two things are matching. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I'm writing notes like a mad woman. These are great.
Yeah, so spend a lot of time meditating and calling in your ideal client. That's a huge part of your launch, and I would say one of the most important parts of your launch. And then 6th, once you finish that, you want to create copy. So you may want help from a copywriter who knows how to create web traffic flow to keep your website viewers engaged and going to, follow through the following things. So 1 is your story, your about me. 2nd is your programs. And there's a few other aspects to that. Of course, you want to talk about your program's pricing, how they can connect with you, all of the pages on your website. But the thing you want to notice with that is that they should relate to each other. There should be a flow. Like, where do you want them to start? And then where do they go? What's your end goal? Which maybe you want to sell your coaching programs, or it may be you just want them to write you a personal email, or it may be that you want them to come back next week. So you would have to have a blog or something that engages them. So if you know what you want your person to do once they get there, it'll really help you to create the right flow, and a great copywriter can do that, or just a lot of intentional design behind your part of linking people through will really help with that.
Right.
Finally, and the most fun, is you want to launch with support and share this passion and love and mission with the world. You can do a press release, you can celebrate live and in person with friends and family. This is a huge thing for you, and it's so important because you want to feel the love and the energy in person. The last website that I launched, and Michelle, I know you know this because you were there, I actually chose to launch in person with people because I think a lot of people launch their site and they're just silently at home, and it sucks. It's so much work to put your website into the world. So when I launched Mentor Masterclass, my big life coach training program, I did it with 18 girlfriends on a retreat in a cabin in Vermont, and I threw an online virtual party on Google Plus where all of the women in the cabin and online pushed go live with me together, and it made such a difference. And a bonus tip is launch with a special offer or a limited time program to build buzz and momentum, because you're going to get a lot of hits during that time. And I want to make sure that you have something to sell people on when you've got all those eyes on your website.
Right.
Oh, Michelle, that was a lot. I know. I would love to know what is resonating with you the most and what your biggest takeaway is, and maybe an action step that you want to take based off of some of the things we've chatted about.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway was the very beginning when you said, who do you want to be as a brand, as your personal brand? Who are you, and who do you want to serve? So that's an interesting, thought process that I want to get into, absolutely. So that's probably my action step, is to go inside and see who I want to be and how I want to show up for people and who I want to serve. And getting into that. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And thank you for this question, Michelle, and for that action step you provided. And now we would love to hear from you out there. If you're craving a little sisterhood, it's your turn to give and receive, where we are all going to hang out now in the comment section of the blog on JanineYoder.com, which is right below my name. And I want to know, what are you most nervous about in launching your website? And if you've already launched, did I miss any great tips that you want to share in the sisterhood on the blog? And if you liked this video, like it by giving it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our next video. And if you know someone who's interested in launching a website, share this video with them so they can rock it out with ease and flow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see your sweet cheeks next Wednesday with more tips and tricks for expanding your coaching business and owning the spotlight with confidence, because you deserve it, sister. Thank you, Michelle. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you, Janine. Bye.